We usually imagine the end of time as a physical catastrophe. The stars might burn out during a long heat death, galaxies could be shredded by a big rip, or the entire cosmos might be crushed back into a singularity during a big crunch. These models focus on the destruction of stuff, the movement and expiration of matter. But a different branch of physics suggests we should be tracking a different metric, the survival of information. This framework, known as Finite Distinction Systems, views reality as an active network of functional distinctions. In this model, an object exists only as long as it can maintain a measurable physical difference between itself and everything else. To understand the actual expiration of the universe, we have to look past the objects themselves and monitor the absolute limits of the universe's capacity to process those differences. Maintaining a physical boundary requires constant effort. Whether it is a cell membrane or a planetary orbit, every system has to perform continuous work to prevent itself from dissolving back into the environment. This effort is governed by Landauer's principle. Creating, updating, or erasing any physical record has a mandatory thermodynamic cost, which is usually paid in heat. When a system's localized energy reserves are exhausted, it loses the physical ability to distinguish its own state from the background noise. Existence is a persistent accounting problem. A system survives only as long as its finite budget of free energy can cover the relentless cost of boundary maintenance. This energy tax creates a bottleneck for every physical system in the universe. Every single observer, from a single atom to an entire galaxy, has a strictly bounded memory and a limited capacity to process data. Because the environment is infinitely detailed, these finite systems eventually face a capacity deficit. They encounter more information than they have the room to store. To stay operational and continue registering the present, the system makes a sacrifice. It must irreversibly compress or overwrite its older internal records. If you visualize a system's memory as a grid of cells, you can see the cost of this turnover. As new data pours in, the oldest cells are overwritten, flashing with the heat of erasure and permanently spending a portion of the system's resources. Our experience of the forward march of time is the result of this inescapable, irreversible turnover of finite physical records. Scaling this logic up to the entire cosmos reveals a new interpretation of gravity. The FDS-G1 framework treats the boundaries of our observable universe as a limit on the world's maximum storage capacity. These cosmological horizons function as Causal-Screen ledgers. The total area of the horizon dictates exactly how much information can be registered within our patch of the universe. This provides a mechanical origin for dark energy. Because the area of the horizon is the ledger for all possible events, a universe approaching its data limit must physically expand that area to accommodate new updates. We observe this necessary expansion of the information ledger as the accelerating expansion of space. The universe is physically growing to make room for a budget it is rapidly exhausting. We can now re-examine the traditional heat death through this lens of information capacity. In this view, heat death occurs when a system can no longer pay the energy tax to keep its borders sharp. The system experiences a boundary maintenance failure, losing its identity and blending into the featureless background. As the universe continues to expand, these horizons will eventually close in. For any remaining observer, the pool of accessible records will dwindle until the universe enters an accounting freeze. The true cosmic apocalypse is the moment when no system has the remaining free energy required to synchronize data or maintain a functional boundary. Once the cosmic ledger is fully saturated, the universe reaches a state where no new, irreversible entries can be written into reality. This isn't a prophecy of matter being destroyed. It describes the absolute operational limits of a finite universe. In this final state, physical interaction ceases. The matter may still exist, but because differences can no longer be recorded or maintained, nothing new can ever happen. The universe concludes its story when it becomes unable to make a new difference.